Welcome to First String Podcast. It is me, Lady A. We have a wonderful show for you today. We have Doc Walker. We have a lot of NFC East talk. We have a special guest helping Al out today. We know he needs a little help, but we're going to have a special guest helping him out as well. Definitely make sure you like and subscribe already. Tune in, call your people. Let's go.
It's wartime, baby. This what you signed up for. This what we worked hard for. You for. Y'all the first string. Y'all gotta go set the tone now. Hey, let's go. Lace them up. It's the first string podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the first string podcast show. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the first string podcast show. Hey, let's go. Lace them up. It's the first string podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the first string podcast show. Imagine talking sports, having fun with the fam. At a starting lineup, first string is what you have. An entertaining stream with the Pro Bowl cast. When the viewers chime in, they gon' answer what you ask. Representing for the Queens, yeah, we got Lady A. A super knowledgeable woman who can break down any play. Said from the South, so he rep GA. The Falcons, the Bulldogs, the whole Peach State. Drunk Uncle Al, only way you can describe him. Every time he crack the mic, you know he gon' be wildin'. Last but not least, it's my man Toothpick. Commanders is a squad and he the captain of the ship. So if you feel the vibe, go ahead and tune in. Like, subscribe, recommend to a friend. Nah, for real, like, subscribe, and recommend this to a friend. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the first string podcast show.
Hello. Well, welcome to First String Podcast. Let's get right into it. We have a packed show today. I'm going to bring in the crew. I'm going to bring in the number one Georgia fan. And I'm not talking about just like, Georgia Bulldogs. I'm talking all of Georgia. Okay, let's bring Sid in. Hey, Sid.
What to do?
Ain't nothing. I'm glad you're not at the same place I'm at again. How you feeling?
It's supposed to be, but it ain't working right now.
Uh-oh. See, that's on purpose. It's not supposed to happen.
That's all right. I always got to back up. See,
okay.
You already said it. Don't worry about it. Bring me on in. See, that's okay.
All right, let's bring in Al. I don't want to. I don't know if you can see what I see. Say it, but let's bring in Al. Hey, Al.
You must stay hydrated on days like this.
So, Al, that cup is not good.
Nothing like a big ass cup of Star.
Al.
Good evening, everybody.
About the cup, but I'm gonna let that slide.
That's right. That's a 1-star cup. That's not a good thing.
It's the right star. It's the North Star. It's the one you look up and see in the sky when you want to aim for it.
There's lots of stars in the sky, but okay.
Sure are.
This one shines bright.
You don't know what
shines bright. That's why y'all noticed it.
It's always a Cowboys fan. All right, so today, guys, we are talking. Is that Pick coming? Well, Pick's coming in. He'll be with us in just a moment. He's running a little behind due to his normal work day. But we are talking about the 2025 Washington Commanders today with Doc Walker. Okay. So first of all, both of you are some haters. Okay. You don't recognize greatness. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing some greatness.
Well, if you just talk about Doc Walker,
we're talking about. Let me ask you, Al, what team did he play for?
I ain't talking about the team he played for.
I don't feel so well all of a sudden.
I will respect our guest because I love some Doc Walker.
But let's get Pick on in here.
The team he played for is a little different. That's all.
Come on in here, Pick.
I don't feel so well all of a sudden.
Hey, so what y'all don't realize is we wearing our home white today. Why we wearing home white, Lady A? Because we got one of the original members of the Fun Bunch, one of the original hogs on the podcast today. Al, you gonna love it. We brought you some help and backup for later on in this subject and in this here. So y'all know Al is playing, with the home team, but the away team, many different teams. So we sought out the owner of Rich Man, if you may say. Our guy Jerra is going to join us later for our NFC East talk. So maybe Al has some help then. But for right now, Lady A, let's get Doc in here, Lady A.
Yes. The one and only. Hey, Doc.
Hey, crew. How y'all doing?
We're good.
Doc, we got to fend off these haters every now and again. We got to put them back where they belong. How are you?
Indeed.
Oh, I'm good. No, I love them because you got to give them credit. Anytime you can get a Netflix special by an owner that hadn't had a significant win of nature in 29 years, that's special.
Yeah.
You got to give them credit.
Well, Doc, Conor Cruz got Netflix special. So what that mean?
Hey, don't
I'm
hate.
all for it. I'm all for it. I love it. And they have Jerra on this show. I'm honored to be on with Jerra.
Right, Doc. So listen, let's jump right into it because we all know we are 10 Sundays away from the NFL kicking off, right?
Wow.
So Doc, last year is last year at this point in time. My first question to you is, how do the 2025 Commanders improve off of what they did last year?
Well, first of all, you have to forget all about last year. And you have to hope that your depth can improve greatly because you got to improve on your weaknesses. We know what they did well. But my memory of it is that on the first play of the NFC Championship game, the Eagles ran left and scored on one play. So the defining thing for me is that you have to shore up your edge and you have to be able to play bully ball. And because that's who the Eagles are. And they're number one right now. And so as far as I'm concerned, I'm focused on the Giants, purely. All I care about is September. Because if you don't beat the Giants, they don't fear you at all.
Thank you.
And they are dangerous. And all I'm concerned about is that we forget about last year. And we dig in because great teams are able to go back to back. Anybody can be a one-year wonder. But when you can repeat, consistency is what I'm looking for. And that's got to be taught. And I'm sure that their coaching staff is aware of this. And DQ, I know he's aware of it. The more you talk about last year, the more you end up getting your behind beat in September. They need to forget about that and move forward.
Right. Doc, so you were part of a team that the year before you guys went to the Super Bowl, you guys were on a mission. So tell us a little bit about the year before you went to the Super Bowl, what it was like in that off season, and then, the beginning of that camp.
Everything's about depth. It's not 11, it's not 22, it's 53. Because you don't know who's going to be healthy. Everybody's been crying about Terry being out. You couldn't have wished for nothing better because I need to know what the backups are capable of. And when you're in these powder puff off seasons and shorts, I need to know that guy in the meeting room who's a 3 or 2 or 4. He's concentrating. And with Terry, I'm not worried about Terry. Terry being in great shape, and Terry's a beast. And the brother deserves to get paid. This is all about negotiation. But I need depth. Terry could be there right now, turn his ankle on the first play of camp. Then what you going to do? Scott is a guy I value a lot. Scott came in and gave him a lot of help on that offensive line when they needed it. You're only as good. We need 9 offensive linemen that can play. It's not the starters. Yeah, they're solid. But you got to have a backup crew that can help you win. It's not about if you draft in the first round. That's irrelevant. a lot of players. We went back-to-back Super Bowls. We got a lot of guys who are undrafted free agents, 7th, 8th, 9th draft picks. They just hungry. I need guys with an edge. My favorite players are always the undrafted free agents. I need somebody in there with an edge. I don't need anybody running around talking about last year. That's over. You failed. The Eagles beat you. You couldn't get to where you want to get to. The goal is to get to the Super Bowl and win it.
Yep.
So I'm focused on, and I know the staff is already doing this, but guys like Scott, who I mentioned, we know the positions that we're vulnerable at. You got to get better. We got to hope that one of these 5 running backs can be a wonder in camp. We need somebody in camp that shocks the world, because our running game right now is subpar as far as I'm concerned. It's not at the standard you got to be at if you want to be a champion.
Come on, say it.
There you go.
I thought he was just muted. Okay, come on, Lady A.
Well, I'm just muted. Okay. So we have made some changes throughout the off season. What excites you about some of the changes that you have seen so far?
Nothing excites me until they get in pads and I see them playing tackle football. I don't get excited about workouts. I get excited about seeing tackle football, 11 on 11 in full pads in a game situation. So I can't get excited until I see preseason and then we roll into September. None of this interests me whatsoever, other than that they stay healthy, because I trust our strength and conditioning group. I trust the staff. Now it's up to the players in that room. Are they taking this serious? Because everybody here that's new, they didn't ride that wave last year. They got to prove themselves. So I want to know who comes in hungry. And I'm looking for guys right now that are trying to make the team and try to splash.
Yeah. Lady A, you got another one?
Well, as far as the coaching staff, how important is it to this team that we have everyone returning? I see dedication, but I know it's more to it than that. You coming from a team that obviously showed greatness. How important is it for the entire coaching staff to come back this following year?
Well, it's really important. Again, remember the new people in here, this is the first time they've heard them. For the vets, it's comforting because you get an advantage over everybody else because that learning curve is shortened. For the new guys, they just meeting them. It's brand new. So they're off. This is a completely different subject. But for the vets, I think it's imperative, especially with our O-line, keep your O-line coach, your coordinator. Now, defensively is where we got to see now, can that be an advantage? Having people teaching. Those young kids played their butt off last year. Now can they take that next leap? And can those guys step up and be even better? Because now you're a target. You're not sneaking up on anybody. You got all these primetime games. Everybody's coming after you. We joke about Dallas a lot. Dallas is in primetime every week. Every week. So they develop a callus. It's nothing to them. They're never on at 1 a.m. They're 1 p.m. rather. They're always on at 4 or 8. They're in prime time every week. So you develop a callus. You understand what it's like. It's like being Georgia or being the SEC playing Alabama. Every time you play is prime time. So now we got to get up to that level and realize that everybody's after you. The worst team in the league targets you, saying they can make a name for themselves by beating you. So that's why I'm so defensive about this. I don't want people to go lull it into this thing thinking that last year is a carryover. You got to wipe that thing slate and keep that hunger that got them to where they were last year.
Come on, Al. Let's get it.
Well, Doc, more prophetic words have never been said, man. That's why I enjoy having you on this show, because you speak nothing but the truth, Doc. And you're a guy who likes to build from the inside out on any good team. And I think that's what the Redskins have been doing. But what new player, since we can't worry about last year, but what new player are you most interested in seeing the impact that you hope he has?
O-line, D-line. Everybody puts their hand in the dirt. That's my number one focus.
Right.
Because we got a lot of prospects. We got guys that we like. They've proven they're great collegiate players. We got size. We got athleticism. The way our offense runs, we're on the wings a lot. Our people have to be athletic. So they drafted. I love what they did. Now we're going to find out. See, a lot of these guys, even with NIL, what I love about NIL is that a lot of guys coming here now, they already have money. They're not shocked. They're not knocked out of the blocks because they've had money. That's a good transition because most of your top players got paid in college. So they don't lose their mind when they get a check. They've already been getting paid. So I expect them to hit the ground running with that and to be coachable. And from what I've, all the OTAs, all the reports are positive. What I'm looking for now is that last year's rookies, do they take that next jump? Like Cynic, we got guys we're waiting on. I need to know these guys going to blossom. McCaffrey, is he going to blossom? Everybody's been in the system now. What you going to do? I need some people to step up and show that they're worthy of maintaining their positions. Then I need some hungry guys that want to come take their position. That's why I love that running back room. We got 5 guys in there hungry. And I'm hoping that we get a camp star out of that running back group that came in here. Okay. It really pops out.
Come on, Sid. Get in there. Oh, no, go ahead, Al. Go ahead, Al.
No, he answered my next question. I was like, once you get the big uglies in them hands in the ground, what the running backs has to be, like I keep telling everybody on this show, Jaden can't be your leading rusher next year, or you're not going to have a good year.
Yeah, I agree.
So
we speak the same language.
And so speaking, and the running back, you answered the question was the running back room. Is someone going to push B? Is B Robinson going to stand out, or somebody's going to push him to be one? Is he going to still be a camp? I think
the beauty about it is that they got a ton of talent. I love Eckler, but I don't need Eckler getting 20 carries, 30 carries. Right. This guy, man, is the guy. He's the icing on the cake. But we need some dogs in there to take those hits and get those carries. So he's like JD5 to me. Okay. He's eccentric. So we got some guys that can break you down if we challenge. But we need guys in there to rough you up. When your boys are at their best, when y'all used to run the ball, that's when you was dominant. True. It's not about that. We love the quarterbacks and all that throwing. CD Lamb, he's excellent. Y'all great, but that's not how it's done. What it's done is about possessions and your defense, and then in the fourth quarter, we shut things down, and they never get the ball back. And so I'm looking for old school mindset into this current regime, the way we run our offense. JD5, yeah, he's brilliant, but I don't want him worn out at all. I want him to be the guy that keeps every defense off balance. Well, in order to do that, you got to be able to average 3.5 yards per crack on the ground. We don't have to be flamboyant. We got like Philly. It's like they're brutal. I mean, you know what they did to the Chiefs? They brutalized them physically. And so that's what, and I think our offseason acquisitions, we got bigger on the defensive line. We got bigger on the offensive line. This is a big man's game now. Yes. And I think we took steps in the right way. Now, we won't know until they open against the Giants because they'll be camouflaging, holding back, nobody plays, blah, blah, blah. Well, the Giants are hoping that nobody plays because they're going to come out with a vengeance. And what we got to do is make sure we run through September. You got to be 3-1 at the worst. And then because we know what's happening later on, but for it to matter, the first 8 weeks of the season, you got to establish yourself.
Let's go, Sid.
All right. One of the things you talked about, Doc, complacency. Same thing Kirby Smart talks about every year to get those guys to buy in. On the on the coaching staff, period. Who is the single most important position coach that you're looking at?
Well, for me, it's always the offensive line coach. And because he's working with 5 guys. It's how many guys. Now, we know our OC, that's great, but you got JD5. Mm-hmm. So the job is difficult, but you got a dude in there he's generational. But he is going to be as good as the people that protect him. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm a big guy. I'm the guys that O-line, D-line. We got run on, we got pushed around. That's got to end. And I think they brought in the right people. Now we're going to find out if they can actually get the job done. We're going to be flamboyant when you have to be. But I want to be able to come out and make sure that we don't get punked on short yardage, that we don't get put in a position where we got to wear JD5 out. The key is making sure he stays upright. And in order to do that, the emphasis to me It's got to be in that ground game. We got speed outside. We got dangerous people, but it's all about protection. And when your best offensive lineman may not play until Thanksgiving, don't kid yourself. You know, Cosme's out. So he's the best you have, and he's out. So let's keep it real and make sure that the people that we think are going to be able to fill it up, can actually do that.
Sid, you got another one?
No, because he already pretty much talked about what I was going to say. The same thing about JD5. Yeah, he's the most important weapon that you have on the team. But the people around him, you know, you talk about the offensive line, which is, I mean, then you just said about Cosby being out. If the offensive line is not going to take him, he's only going to go as far as they are.
Okay.
Everybody has a target on Washington after last year. Welcome to what they did to Georgia. The smallest teams, they're 0-9. You're going to get a Hall of Fame Super Bowl shot every week now. It's not going to be an easy week. It's going to be every week now. How can you handle now? Now you got everybody coming at you from every different direction.
With a coaching staff full of head coaches, veteran coaches, and things of that nature, and the way that they keep the energy up in their practices, and they make every rep count, and with the competition Wednesdays and things of that nature, Doc. DQ's message, like you said, is only 1 year older for this squad, and the newer guys are playing catch up. Does that make a big impact as well?
Well, their locker room is sound. The way they practice is impressive. They believe that brotherhood thing. It's not a joke. It's real. It keeps them together. But again, I need a returner.
Mm-hmm.
I need a threat. And they have a young man that did it at Tech, at Virginia Tech, shown he's got skills. B. Mitch had never caught a punt in his life until he hit the NFL. And he's got Hall of Fame numbers.
Yep.
So who is going to come in here and surprise us? That's what I'm talking about. Everything's not in front of you. All that stuff you did, that's irrelevant. It's what are you going to do? It's a whole new format. So I'm looking for special teams to step up. We haven't been dynamic on teams the way we were back in the day. We got to get back to the point where we got the number one return guys, kickoff and punt return. Our coverage teams have got to be superior. We got great athletes that cover kicks. We have got to get every advantage possible to give JD5 field position. Everything, every little thing that we can do, we've got to do it. Can't turn it over. The turnover battle, we got to win those things. It's about being smart and efficient and not buying into the hype. You know, It's going out there and being hungry like they were last year.
Okay. Doc, we got a question here from Cuzzo, that fantasy show says, so Doc, during OTAs, have you seen anybody, players that will make an impact in the locker room towards leadership?
No, because I don't judge all that until they get in pads. I only judge tackle football. I don't get involved in the lingerie Olympics and all that shorts and stuff. The game is played in full pads and it's full contact. So whatever you did out there, run around, play a catch, that's great. Doesn't faze me at all. What I'm looking for is once the season starts and we got scrimmage with the Ravens, I hope, as much as we can mix it up with them, I love that. I want to play people that understand what tackle football is all about. This is a game, and you got to have aggressive people playing it.
Yep.
And so what you do in shorts and a T-shirt does nothing for me other than the skill guys. They get timing. That is important. But if you couldn't catch, you wouldn't be here. So all these people have already done all that. Now I want to know, are you going to fight? And now you're going to have some dog in you. And that cannot be determined to me until game time.
Small Fry 16 is asking here. He says, how are our draft picks doing?
They haven't had a game yet.
Yeah.
Are they intelligent? Yeah, they are. You judge a practice by how many times you have to rerun it. These guys practice efficiently. They have an outstanding staff. So they're doing everything you could ask of them. If you pay attention to it. But even if they come out there and do everything, it means nothing if they go in the game and don't do it.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, I know you got to fill time and you got stuff you got to talk about. I don't buy into that.
Yeah.
That's why we got soccer going on right now where Team USA is playing well. You know, we've had the French Open, we got golf, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now.
Again, Doc.
You've got the NBA draft, we got baseball, we got a lot of things that are current, but all that making up stuff to fill time about stuff that's irrelevant to me, unless you're Full Metal Jacket and we go and tackle football.
Here's the last question, Doc. For the question for Doc, do you feel that Tunsil will be an impact on the offensive line?
He damn sure better be. I mean, he didn't show. I mean, see, the little things matter. Last year they had 100% people at the camps. Now you get 2 guys you're counting on. I know it was voluntary, but are you in or not? What else are you doing? So you're a professional football player. Even if you don't do anything, are you making a commitment to be all in? See, so that's what I got to see about him. We know that he's got talent. Tunsil's already all pro. What I want to know is that does he plan on being a Hall of Famer? If I knew him personally, I'd say, Slim, come on, man. First time I saw you had a gas mask on. So what we going to do? Are we going to get ourselves together that you're going to be in Canton? Or you just want to be a guy who's really good and underachieved? I want to see him step up and be like Trent. I want to see him play like a Hall of Famer. If he does that, I'm all in with him. Yeah, same with Lattimore. I wasn't mad at him. He was injured. Yep. You're asking a skill guy to cover the most elite athletes in the world, knowing he came in with a bum leg. And what the brother showed me, he got the heart of a lion. He didn't say I wasn't ready. He said, let's go. He went in there. So now healthy, I'm expecting him to be all pro as he's always been and lead. But this is a mental thing. So I want to know, are you all in? And I won't be able to know that until we're up in New Jersey or New York taking on the Giants.
Doc, question about this weekend. We heard you on the call with the Divas. Corey here asked Doc about the Divas.
Love it, man. Love it, going up the pit. And look, the Divas play so hard. I love it, man. The level, I mean, I'm a football junkie, so any level of it, I'm all into it. But they were able to beat Tampa, the Inferno, and they played over to St. James. I wish it was another home game. I really enjoyed doing it. Crowd is great. They play hard. They got a lot of skill, and we just hope they can go up there. They split with them in the regular season. Now we got to get a win and see if we can take another step towards getting another championship in their 25th year of existence.
All right. Well, okay, go ahead, Al. And then we got an owner that just tapped in with us. So, so come on, Al.
Doc, this is very important for me, Doc.
Yeah,
I got it. I need your help, Doc. With two of my partners on this show.
Don't you start?
Adam Peters has done a great job, second to none. But these two, Pick and Lady A, have made premature comparisons for Adam Peters to Bobby Beathard.
No.
Can you set them straight?
No.
Let me say it. Don't you do it. Don't you back up now. Tell them, say
I never said that.
Set them straight, please, Doc.
She said she never said it.
Bobby Beathard.
She said she never said it.
I never said it.
I said, back me up on this, said.
Lady A didn't say that.
Pick said it.
Look.
Adam Peters speaks for himself. He's got a resume of showing people that he's selected that have been middle round people that are Pro Bowlers. So he's got an eye. Now what he's got to do is it's not even fair. What Bobby did in Miami, Bobby's a Hall of Fame. It's not even fair. But is he on the track? Absolutely.
I can go track. Don't tell me they're making comparisons, Doc. I just said it's a little premature. And I'm not a Redskin or a Commander guy. But
I'll give him credit. Did you expect him to be in the NFC Championship game last year?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not.
So you got to give him that.
Yeah.
Oh, I give him that. But when they start telling me that he's Bobby Beathard, like I said, he got to do it for more than a year now.
Everybody's got entitled to their opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mean right or wrong.
I just say,
it's just like your team. All right. They have y'all selected every year, right? And you fail every year. So it'd be 30 years of disappointment. Yet you're the number one brand in sports.
It is.
You got a Netflix special coming out. Who else could get a Netflix special? Ain't been and won a game of significance in damn near 30 years.
Yep.
Only the Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys,
bring my man in.
And I ain't mad at them.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at them.
When you got
it's a reflection of the American public,
right?
that's borderline insane.
You got this next guy. He's partially responsible for it. Let's go ahead and bring in Jerra. Bring in that owner. Jerra, how are you, Jerra? Thank you for making time for us.
Thank you. First of all, Doc, just to be in the presence of so much wisdom. And I mean, here's a guy that you said it in the beginning, Toothpick. He wasn't only part of the fun bunch. He was also part of the Hawks. I mean, you got to be one hell of a player.
And the janitorial crew, too. I helped clean the locker room.
Yeah, damn right. And you look good in a tuxedo, I tell you what. But with all that wisdom, Doc, my one question is second place or third place? Because that's where the hell you all are going to finish. It ain't going to be first place. We got that all under control.
You heard that? You heard that, Al? Jerra's calling first place.
Now listen, Doc, I got one serious question because we experienced it last year. And how many big uglies do you have on that offensive line with a margin of error for injuries? Because you named one that ain't going to be there starting the season. And your best offensive line. And God knows I know about injuries because we went through a whole damn offensive line plus some last year. So where the hell is where's your backups? That's what I want to know, because once you get Tunsil or whatever the hell his name is hurt, then you're going to start stockpiling. Y'all were lucky as hell last year. Yes. And
he plays well. He doesn't miss a lot of games.
Season without a quarterback. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. That's why I opened up the show with that. It's about depth. So I like a guy like Scott. We got a young man from Pittsburgh in the interior, which I love. But the guys that played a lot of ball last year and played well. Anytime Wiley may be able to step in, play guard or tackle. What I like about this group is they're interchangeable. Last year's tackle's now playing guard. You got to be able to play more than one position. So they got some position versatility, which is great. But I don't know who's going to be healthy. That's why I said 9. I opened up the show saying we need 9 guys I can play with on the offensive line. That's my biggest concern. Love Terry. Love the wideouts. I need your hand in the dirt. If your hand's in the dirt, then you come to the head of the room. If I'm there, all the big people sit up front. Okay, everybody's behind them. Because without them, we're all going home. See, you can talk all that skill and JD5. It's the only exception is JD5. Everybody else lines up behind the biggins. Because if they don't get the job done, if we don't stop the run better, you can stick a fork in them. Because I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about getting to the Super Bowl.
Indeed.
That's the goal.
I tell you what, that's a change of pace from last year. I love it.
Well, y'all are picked every year.
No.
Okay. You ain't been since I had an afro. So all I'm saying is that don't be critical about where we are right now, because we're ahead of you, and that's all that's important.
But I have a question for Jerra. You mentioned quarterback. What's your quarterback situation?
Well, we realized last year that Rush, poor redheaded stepchild, I love him to death, but he just didn't have it. And Trey Lance was an experiment gone wrong. That was my mistake. But we've got a kid now that we traded for from New England. That's a good backup. Dak Prescott's back, and now he's got more weapons. I'm looking really good. First of all, Al seems to be the most intelligent guy in the damn town.
Thank you, Jeff.
I hate to say it, but he had a mug, and I like that mug. I like that. There you go. But no, I think that we've quietly gone under the wire, and I like it like that. I mean, the only person that thinks we're better than we're being projected is me. But I think that we've got offensive line help. Will McCray is an artist at drafting players.
Absolutely.
And
your first round pick is a winner. You did a great job.
He has done that. And look at our offensive line. Everybody wants to say, look, they're going to be together this year. We got last year's pick has now been with our line coach all summer. He's developed better habits. He's come in healthier, eating healthier. I swear to God, I'm not fearing at all anybody but the injury.
You should.
Injury bug will kill us. But we've got players now. We've got like you said, 9 offensive linemen. Hell, I might have to cut them. You might get some from us this year, Doc. From
We'll
the
take them. We'll take them.
We are live on First String Podcast with Doc Walker and Jerra talking NFC East right now. So, Jerra, thank you for doing this. So, when you first started, you said that second or third place for the Commanders. Can you give me that order that you believe the NFC East will finish up 1 through 4? You can start at 4.
Starting at 4th, I think the fair pick is the Giants. I think, but they're making quiet moves too. You just watch out for the Giants. They're not going to be some team that you're just going to walk all over. I'm scared of being embarrassed by the Giants. That's what I'm scared of. But I'd have to pick the Giants. The Giants, and I hate to say it, then you, then the Eagles, and then us.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Listen, I want to make one big point right here, right now. This is serious business. Doc said it exactly right when he talked about the first 7. If we're not 6-1 when this season starts, we are done. Do you understand what I'm telling you? We have got to be 6-1. In fact, I'm saying this right here, right now. We have a must win the first Thursday night football game. That is a must win.
Y'all play in Philly that first Thursday night. Am I correct?
I wouldn't give a damn if we played on the moon. If we got to play them where we got to play them, and we're gonna do what we have to do. If we're going to have any season this year, if we get our asses kicked the first game of the year, you will not see me in the booth anymore. We have got to be 6-1 because after that, it's suicide. That schedule is suicide. And I don't want to be out of it before we've even started it.
Oh, got it. Come on, say it. Let's get in here.
He said
Speechless. 6-1.
That's what he said.
Wow.
And that includes game 7 against you guys. I've counted that as a victory.
Oh, that's not.
Oh.
He counted them up.
That was good.
He's counting them up.
Wow.
Man, listen.
Here's my question for you right quick. So what are you expecting out of George Pickens and Lamb together this year?
I'll tell you, that's an excellent question. First of all, what scares me the most about Pickens is him becoming disenchanted and then having a rookie coach in there not knowing how to handle the kid. That's where I'm going to have to really have some hands-on approach. I'm expecting him to be playing for a damn contract. You want to get paid, you better play. And you better play hard. And you better catch things that I didn't think anybody could catch. You better catch things that a lab couldn't prevent. You better be catching every damn ball that's thrown to you if you want to get paid again. But what scares the hell out of me is him making a scene on the sidelines and me having to send security down there to protect my damn coach. Because Schottenheimer is a young kid, and I don't want to see anything bad happening to him.
Okay. All right.
George Pickens, Jerra, please don't put your hands on him because he may put them back on you.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
Listen, I'm not worried about Pickens' feelings. I'm worried about him becoming a distraction to CD. He's the man. CD Lamb is our prized child. Pickens is more of a, all right, can we get you to act wise enough? I mean, if you can't get along with Tomlin, who the hell can you get along with?
Good point.
Hell, I like Tomlin, even when he's kicking our ass. Listen, I want Schottenheimer to know his role, let it put it in. But if that kid disrupts this could be the biggest genius thing I've ever done on the football field. The quietest free agent acquisition.
Okay.
But we'll see. God knows if that goes south. If Pickens goes south, then we're done. We're done. And I just hope that our coach can handle.
Al, come on, man.
Well, Jerry, let me first and foremost say it's such an honor to have you on the show and to speak with you personally. I must say that. And there's always silence before the storm. In this off season, we've been very quiet, and I like that. Can you tell me what's going on with Micah's contract? And you've already given us what to expect at the first 7 games, but we're going to get this thing taken care of so we can keep being silent, which is unusual for us in the preseason.
Well, I tell you, I like my players being the highest paid players at their positions. I know people think that's crazy, but you know how much interest I'm making by not paying him right now? Has anybody ever told you that? I make so much damn interest money. I'm paying him with the interest. I'm paying his bonus with my damn interest. But if I paid him now, I'm not getting that kind of money. But listen, if Micah Parsons doesn't sign, everybody's got this little idea floating around that he wants to sign a 3-year contract now so he can get back up and bat again. Maybe even play for the Commanders. Before I let that happen, I would just go ahead and have him play out this year and franchise him the next 2. Why the hell would I give him what he wants like that? No, that ain't going to happen. We're going to pay Micah Parsons. He's going to be the highest paid player outside of a quarterback, probably 5 days before the season starts.
Okay. I like it. That means he's not coming to camp.
No, he's coming to camp too, Pitt. He's been in all the OTAs. He's coming. He's still under contract. Now,
absolutely.
I got to repeat that again.
No. Upset players. They do hold in now.
They do. I listen. We gotta. It's not going to be all him. He doesn't get to call all the demands. I got to have a little FaceTime there, Toothpick. I got to show him I am the boss.
This is true.
We noticed.
But I hope the guy we get him signed. I mean, sooner than later. I'm not worried about it. I'm not.
Take your time, Jerry. Take your time. The more time you take, the more you have to pay him.
You're right.
And that's beautiful. I love the way you do it.
Yeah. Well, listen, you all better sign that damn Terry McLaurin. That's what I'm thinking about. We might want to just. I've heard a lot of buzz out there that teams want to trade for him. What the hell would you have then? A damn running back, wide receiver from San Francisco? I mean, come on, Doc. Get McLaurin in camp. He's a good dude. He's somebody that deserves a contract. You want your child to be like Terry McLaurin.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's one of the greatest guys in the world, and you all are sitting there debating whether to give him 33 or 30. What the hell is that?
I think it's employed by Al. I think Al's the one that's putting that out there so that Terry can be unhappy. I think that's what, because Al keeps saying, don't give him no more than 30.
Well, Al's smart. I told you Al's the smartest damn person over there.
Al is messy.
Real messy.
It's all negotiations, brother.
I know, Doc. It's the games people play. I'm sure that they've already got a handshake and a nod of the head. And there's no way you'd have to be as stupid as me not to sign him and get him in there and under a contract real quick. Terry McLaurin is the kind of player that you want. I mean, your youngins to play. You want them to be just like him. But I think it's going to get done, but you better get it done quicker. You might end up paying another $3 or $4 million on his deal.
Yeah.
You're right there, Jerra. Doc, I appreciate you staying with us, Doc. Can you give us the NFC East? I know you don't do predictions, Doc, but I gotta shoot my shot. Can you give us the NFC East standings at the end of the year, 1 through 4? You can start at 4.
Haven't seen none. I mean, just a shot in the dark. I would say Giants. Then Dallas. Then Washington, Philly, until I see otherwise.
Until you see otherwise. Doc, we appreciate the time that you gave us. Thank you so much, Doc. It's been a little too long, but Lady A, she refuses to call and book you the way we need her to.
Look,
they just put
Lady A, we good. Don't let them drive a wedge. Again, there's no sense in me having me on unless they got pads on. So,
right.
I don't do fantasy.
Yeah.
See, I do tackle football.
Yes, sir.
That's where I'm at. Y'all going to play the games and do all the other stuff. I'm trying to make sure that we'll be talked about in December when it matters.
Yep.
You mess around, do all this preseason, all that. That's garbage because you don't know who's going to be healthy, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing. If you could guarantee me everybody's going to be healthy, then we got a shot. But how can you not look at Philadelphia? Why would they go backwards?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Until somebody beats them physically at the line of scrimmage, I need to see that. I haven't seen that.
Yep.
Right.
What they just did to Kansas City, And you asking me if I think that? Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
There you go. There you go, Doc.
You believe your lying eyes is what you're telling me, don't Doc?
My eyes don't lie. I don't allow them to. Yeah, and I don't listen to cheerleaders on the radio. So that's out. Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing. Y'all keep up the good work.
Thank you,
and
Doc.
make sure Lady A, they taking care of you.
Yes.
All right, good deal. Jerra, nothing but love for you, man.
I love you, Doc.
And good luck. And we already know how it's going to end up, but it's okay. Anyway, it's going to end up in a disaster again. It's beautiful. Beautiful thing. Y'all be good, man. God bless.
All right.
Thank you, Doc.
For life. All right.
That was Doc Walker. Listen, right now we have Sean, aka Jerra, in the house with us for the rest of the show. Man, you guys have heard Jerra on the radio before, so we had an opportunity to. I had an opportunity to reach out and bring him on board, and he was gracious enough to give us some good sounds right there, man. So
absolutely,
always appreciate Jerra. So we had a little bit of homework. I know. Say's got to run here real fast, right?
So does Lady A.
And so does Lady A. So listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right off the rip. Toothpick broke the whole budget on this one right here. So for the first month of the season, we will have no graphics because I spent the whole graphics department's budget doing my thing. Said we are doing our NFC all defensive teams of all times. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's a little bit of leeway in here. For me, I chose players that I saw play. Right, there are some players that you guys may say, no, I don't agree with that, but I did not see them play. Right. Said, do you have your defense, and what defense are you playing?
Man, we're playing a press. We pressing everywhere. We rushing everybody. That's
pressing everywhere, rushing everybody.
That's
okay.
what we do.
Okay, let's go ahead, Said. Let me hear your team, man.
I mean, we can. Let me start with a little bit here. First of all, two of the greatest lockdowns of all time. Corners. You got to have Deion Sanders on one side, and you got to have Darryl Green on the other.
Got him.
You're not outrunning either one of them. So there's really they want to run you down from the other side, and the other run from the other side. So for that, and then what I did then was I brought in two of the hardest hitters at safety. They was gonna ride with a bad temper and need my pair for lunch. One, we're gonna start with John Lynch. He was known for giving concussions. And then on the other side, bringing in Brian Dawkins. He had another one, a ride with bad news. Put the paper on your arm. Hope you read it because they're gonna need something to wrap you up when they take you off the field. So I mean, it is what it is. And then the defensive line.
Hold on, Say. Let me stop you.
Go ahead.
Your secondary is quite attractive, right? So you got John Lynch and you got Dawkins. You got Darryl and you got Deion, right?
Yep.
Free safety, strong safety, interchangeable.
They're gonna be interchangeable. It doesn't make a difference. They can flip side. They just some head busters. I mean, they're just gonna ride. We're gonna show up. We're gonna tic tac boom. We're gonna go back out here. Who next? That's all we want to know is who next. And that's what we did. Then, I mean, I hate to say this, but two linebackers. Well, one linebacker in particular, arch nemesis, but he always seemed to be in the wrong place at the right time. Ricky Jackson played with the New Orleans Saints. He gave us fits for years. He showed up, he showed out. It don't make a difference. You ran a linebacker over there, or a tight end. It didn't matter. Back then when tight ends weren't as fast as they are now. So let me put that addendum out there as well. Tight ends ain't as fast as they is. Back then they are now. These tight ends now, like wide receiver, they running past linebackers.
Yeah. We're gonna get a ruling about that.
And then one of the greatest linebackers to walk away mid-season, Patrick Willis.
Nice call.
He was an up and coming, developed linebacker that San Francisco. He gave San Francisco everything he had, and then one day he was like, "Look, that's it for me," and he walked away. It was sad to hear, but you understood, why he walked away, So that right there, we got what is that 2, 4, 6. That's 6 right there. So now it goes down to the defensive line.
Yep.
My defensive line was always nice. With 2 edges. One another guy again. He gave us fits when he played. He came out there with that creamsicle on. Always showed up with bad news. Always seeing him in the backfield. Derrick Brooks.
Nice.
Then on the other side, Mr. Any Given Sunday, don't drop me because I'm worth $1 million.
Yup.
Lawrence Taylor. Hey, 2 of the best in the NFC. Two of the best. They did their thing. So you couldn't really say too much. And then and let's not forget, I missed somebody.
You missed.
I missed my nose tackle. I had to. I wrote it down. I don't know what. I wrote down somewhere on a piece of paper. But anyway, and to make this defense that much harder to defend, I know who it is. You got Warren. You already know. You got Warren Sapp at one tackle, and then you got Reggie White at the other one.
Okay.
He didn't always play tackle, but he would move in every now and then and create havoc.
Considering your edges, I will be that.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick.
And then what's his name? I had it written down. The Rams.
Aaron Donald,
nose tackle.
That's a pretty stout team, right?
That's my defense. I had it written on a piece of paper, and I get a chance to transfer, move it over.
That's pretty stout team right there. Lady A, can you top it all the way? Sean, what do you think about that defensive team right there? How would they fare?
I look, their defense, you wouldn't be able to run or pass on. I might argue a little bit. I see in your comments column, somebody commented Charles Haley. Charles Haley was, just for his size, he was a defensive end that probably would have had a real back, that's still in shape and not being confined to damn near a wheelchair because he was undersized. But, you had to double and triple team it. But outside of that, no, I had no arguments whatsoever on any of those picks.
Yeah.
Who's going to pick against Darryl Green?
Yeah, exactly.
He ran down Tony Dorsett.
I got one for that.
Okay. Lady A, come on, let's get your squad.
The shade.
I'm just telling you, Darryl Green would have made my slot. He'd have been my slot cornerback. I got room for him. I did make mention for him. He just didn't make my top 2. I don't want you to have to run down. I don't want the guy to make the catch. That's my problem. I don't want him to make the catch. Don't have to run him down.
He ran down a running back it was a running play. Don't let him make the
catch. That's what I'm talking about. We'll get to mine when we get to mine. That's all.
Oh, okay.
So
Al's right though. He's right. Michael Irvin owned him. He owned Darryl Green.
That's not true.
Wore him like a cheap suit.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
He made his Hall of Fame on Darryl Green.
And wait a minute, let me throw this out there right quick. My honorable mention, guy who I think he retired way too soon. But Awesome Walk.
Oh,
okay.
He retired way too soon.
Kerry, somebody's husband, right?
Yeah, Kerry Washington. Not Kerry Washington. Kerry
Kerry Washington. Right.
Is it Kerry Washington? Yeah, her husband.
Yeah.
Awesome Walk.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't take her last name.
Well, that's my team.
Washington.
What?
She's beautiful.
Yeah, find one for pick. Go ahead, lady.
Right, because he know. Well, so I'm gonna just tell you, I lost my original list. So I went back, reevaluated. So my corners, of course, Darryl Green. First of all, Al,
the shade, the rolling, come on.
My other corner,
he's a Hall of Fame cornerback.
And my other corner is Dion, and I'm not a Dion fan, so stop it.
How could you not be?
Okay, stop it. Thank you. But then safety, Ronnie Lott.
Thank you.
42.
I ain't hear that, but and then of course I have to throw Troy out there, Palomalu.
Oh yeah.
AFC.
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 Right.
Yeah, that's other side. That's other side.
Didn't he switch over at
No,
one point?
No.
whole career was with
Whole
NFC,
career
his
was
whole
with-
career was with
I had to
Pittsburgh.
take him off mine.
You know, I was pressed.
Him and Ed Reed.
You said what? Yeah. Okay, so scratch
Yeah,
that.
so you
Give me a
scratch
second
that.
on But DT, Warren Sapp,
Okay.
John Randall.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Very
Okay.
nice.
Linebackers, Ray Lewis.
AFC.
Why did I do that? You're right. He
Baltimore.
only played
You going all time.
there. LT.
LT.
Okay.
Okay, and let me just double check because I don't. Hold on. Okay, yeah, Derek Brooks.
Yep.
Okay, give me a second because I don't know where my other list is. I'm sorry, guys.
Come on, Al.
Look at Al.
Hey, he's ready.
Let me give
He's
you
with his Cowboys full.
Wait,
No.
right?
His Cowboys full.
Let me ask
And he
ask
wasn't
Al
ready
this.
last time.
Let me ask Al this. What defense are you playing, Al?
I can do either one. I got both teams. I got a 3-4 and a 4-3, but I'm gonna give you my 4-3
Okay.
because I think that's more formidable team.
Yeah,
'Cause of course, I got Reggie White at the DN.
of course.
I got Deacon Jones at my other DN.
Now you
Okay.
ain't never seen Deacon Jones play, but I
Don't you worry
respect.
about. I have seen him. Don't you worry about. It.
First of all, pick. It
got-
don't matter who you seen. We
No,
talking
you're right.
Yeah,
You're
that's your-
absolutely right.
That's your
about
list.
your decision.
Right.
I got Aaron Donald as my interior D tackle.
Okay.
Besides Bob Lilly, you know
Hey.
who he is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got the cowboy action in there.
Mhm.
And I got my outside linebackers, it's Lawrence Taylor and
Yes.
Derek Brooks. I can't go against those.
You
my
cannot go against them.
Hold on, like me. Oh, Al, we
Yeah.
finally agree.
My middle linebacker is going to be Mike Singletary, old stone face, old iron eye.
First off, I
Right.
think you guys have seen my list.
Then I got my cornerbacks being, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to them last because that's who y'all think Daryl Green because he's not on there. Ronnie Lott, of course, my safety.
Okay.
And then you got to, if you're going to Ronnie Lott is a strong safety, you got
Right.
to have a free safety who can pick off the ball. So give
Yeah.
me Paul Krause, number one all-time leader in interceptions.
Interception leader. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Deion Sanders, of course, as my lockdown corner.
All right.
And then my other corner, so you won't catch the ball on, give me Night Train Lane.
Ooh. That's
Over
a
on
fight
the
getting
other
off the
side.
line of scrimmage right there.
You're not even getting off the line of scrimmage. I don't want you worry about catching you, running them down. You don't catch the ball. So
Hey,
that's
hold
my
on a second.
that's
Hold
my
on a second,
top
Al.
11. How you like those apples?
Hold on a
Pretty
second
good.
now.
Jerra.
Hey,
Jerra.
Jerra. Hey, nice meeting you. I gotta get ready to dip. Hope we catch you on here again. Hey, y'all have a good one. And let me get on up out of here. I gotta take care.
Take care about it.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
God bless, man.
Jerra, did you like Al's list?
Hey, I'm gonna add some players that I think could be considered because I can't argue against any of these guys, man. What are you kidding me? It's like I would say Randy White needs to be in there somewhere at the defensive tackle position. The guy's a Hall of Famer, hardly ever got hurt. And I hate to say this, man, but Pat Fisher was a hell of a safety. And that guy used to go up against Harold Carmichael, and he gave up like 9 inches and would just pound him to the ground all the time.
Mhm.
So how am I going to say, oh, I'm going to take the greatest linebacker off of there? You know, I mean, when you look at LT, I mean,
Yeah.
he's the greatest player that I think I've ever watched play football. And Reggie White, you can't argue. The only players I think that, and the only reason I say Charles Haley, not because he played for the 49ers and the Cowboys, it was just the size. He was the first prototype small defensive end that you would literally have to chip and double team. I mean, here's a guy that's probably given up 50, 60 pounds to a tackle, and he's getting around him and bull rushing him and doing things that you don't think a man should be able to do against another man that size, but he would do it. I mean, those would be the only changes that, I could sit there and argue and say, well, and there was a Cowboy safety, God, I can't remember, Woodson. I might consider him a little bit because he had a long career and really was just the ultimate team player.
Absolutely.
So outside of that, the rest of these guys, I can't argue. Am I going to try to top somebody that's been named? That you can't do it.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
hard.
I mean, you just named the greatest players of football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would even almost put an argument for Charles Manley. I hated that guy. You couldn't stop him. You couldn't stop him.
That's true.
Well, Cuzzo, I like some of your lists here, but again, this week is
NFC.
NFC. It's NFC. You got Ed Reed. You got Ray Lewis on there.
Friends
So
of the family. We just want
NFC. Next week we're doing our all-time AFC offense. All-time AFC offense next week. So is it my turn or Lady A? Are you ready?
It's your turn. But I got a dip. So
okay. I mean, you might want to stick around for this because it's pretty good. And there are no more graphics for the rest of the year until we get our new budget.
Okay, well, show your graphic. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, first off,
I want to show us graphics so bad.
First off, okay, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Shout out to the graphics department for doing this. They saw my vision. They knew what I wanted. We are running the 46 zone, right? I talked to a great man, Doc Walker. I asked Doc, I said, what is the hardest defense you played against? He's like, the damn 46 zone. He said, because it was all dogs and they had Buddy Ryan coaching them.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, let's start off right at the middle. At the nose tackle position, we got the one and only Russell Maryland.
I respect that.
Dog, 46 zone. I need dogs, right? So right beside him at defensive tackle, we got Warren Sapp.
Of course.
Dog, have you seen Warren Sapp right now coaching college kids? My man got a mohawk, look like Mr. T, and his eyes are wide open.
Don't do him like that.
I'm just saying to you, man, he has not lost that dog yet. So here we go. Let's go to defensive end. Our defensive end in this is the one and only Reggie White. And he's going to play my weak side defensive end. So he's going to be coming off of that left side. Your right tackle versus Reggie White loses every time. My strong side defensive end, the one and only guy, you named him, Jerra, is Dexter Manley. He's an alien, okay? He is a freaking alien.
Oh, boy.
Just to say the least about Dexter. You put a one-on-one because you know Warren Sapp's going to eat up a double team. If you don't think he is, then Russell Maryland's going to eat up a double team. You don't want that strength coming right up the middle because your quarterback is grass. Dexter and Reggie will have one-on-ones, and they'll be beating the door off of anybody that you put in front of them.
Okay.
All right, so where does that leave us? That leaves us at our linebacker position. Y'all know 56 is mentioned, right? He's a straight freak. With them four banshees in front of him, Lawrence Taylor being on that strong side, right over top of your tight end is going to have brown pants at the end of the day, and he ain't playing for Cleveland. Next, in the middle, if we're playing a 46, who else do you want in there, Al? Who else do you want?
I don't know.
You want the captain.
That's told you.
You want the captain in there. Right?
Look at this picture, though.
I don't care if you call him Captain America, the cartoon, Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't care. But he's in the middle. He's running that whole thing. It's like having a coach on the field. He's going to tell everybody what to do, and they're going to listen because you don't want the captain mad at you. Now, the one thing that you guys all got right, and it started off with said, was this guy at the weak side or the will linebacker was truly unappreciated. All right. He was not appreciated. Derek Brooks, man. Derek Brooks is my joker, right? Because my man can cover a tight end, but he's coming off of the weak side, right? He can cover a tight end. He can cover running backs out of the backfield. He could do it all in the speed and determination that this guy played with. That's why he's my joker. All right. Now, Al, this is where I said you looked at my graphics. You got to have a lockdown corner. And you're closed for COVID. We're locked down for COVID. You're locked down. Just don't even look in this guy's direction. He's taking your number one player off the field all day, every day. You're not completing the pass over there. So you better go to number 2. And number 2 has you closed for business. It's Darryl Green. And yes, that picture is of the Cowboys, Darryl taking it to the house. That's intentional. You're absolutely right. Darryl Green to the house, making your quarterbacks look like boo-boo, like he always did. All right. So we're going to go to safety. My strong safety is just, there's no way to put it. He's a predator.
There you go.
Ronnie Lott, he's down in the box. Why am I putting Ronnie Lott down in the box? Because if the man is willing to sacrifice a finger, what do you think he's going to do to your quarterback? I can't say it enough. Ronnie Lott down in the box, your quarterback, another person that's playing with brown pants and they ain't playing for the Browns. You see that? Them people in the box? Come on now. Nope. And back in the back of my defense is a guy that can play in the center field and make it to the sidelines. You don't believe me? You better ask Brett Favre. Sean Taylor. He is Pennywise. He is Pennywise. You may think my man is out of position, but he's there to bite your head off. If you look at that one picture right there, I believe he's eating somebody's kid. I don't know. He's got a mouthful of blood. He's Pennywise because you know he's going to hit any wide receiver coming across the middle. You better ask T.O. T.O. is still looking over his shoulders for Sean Taylor. Now, here are my honorable mentions, right? Just in case you guys want to put 3 wide receivers out there, I got Charles Woodson. Just in case I got to pull Lawrence Taylor off, I can put Fred Warner out there. Fletcher Cox is my backup guy because my big guys are going to get tired. Gilbert Brown is another big guy as the nose tackle. He can play D tackle, and if I need to go stout in the middle, I can bring any one of those 2 guys in. That's it. This is the way my 46 zone is going to look, and that's intimidating. That is freaking intimidating. So once again, your offensive line, yeah, you aren't playing for the Browns, but they're going to have brown pants.
And Charles Woodson, you can't count. He played more years in AFC than he did.
He got drafted by Green Bay.
No, he got drafted by the Raiders.
He got drafted by Green Bay. He finished his career.
No, he went to the Raiders, went to Green Bay.
Went back to the Raiders.
Yes.
I can't count him. You saw him in a Green Bay uniform. He played in the NFC.
With respect.
Well, congratulations on Pick and the graphics department.
Shout out to the graphics department.
Finally being able to collaborate because I was a little concerned in general about their interaction. HR was going to have a sit down between Pick and the graphics department.
Well, no, I mean, they got the job done. They understood the vision. They understood the assignment, and they pulled it off to perfection.
Okay.
They did. I think they did a great job. I mean, y'all tell me. No Weapon X, no Brian Dawkins. No, I understand Brian Dawkins is taking souls. I understand, he is who he is. But when you see Sean Taylor back there, people do flips. And it's not that they are willing to do flips. He makes them do flips.
Okay.
Jerra, what do you think about that 46 zone right there?
I like it. I forgot all about Sean Taylor. You know what?
What? Did he say he forgot?
Listen, it was a tragedy what happened to the guy. I would have loved to have seen a complete career out of him, but I can't argue he shouldn't be on an all-time list, even in the short career he had. One thing when you brought up Singletary, what about Dick Butkus?
Dick Butkus, yeah.
He's on my
that
3-4. That guy would hit you with his helmet off, with his head.
Yeah.
That was a nut. He was.
I struggle with that, Jerry. I struggled.
Yeah.
I had him there. I had Singletary, Butkus, 50, 51, 50, 51. I struggled with that one for my middle linebacker. Butkus was.
I was too young to really appreciate him, but just going back and looking at old videos of him and even watching the damn Brian Piccolo movie, just seeing the kind of guys that they would put in there and play. But my older brothers used to tell me about him and say, dude, this guy would play barefooted. He didn't care, man. He played with but bringing Lott up and the cutoff finger, I like all that. Those are all, things that I was slipping my mind, And so, I think those are all, you're not going to argue with any of those.
I'm going to tell you guys who I absolutely struggled with here. It was Brian Urlacher. Right, I almost went Mike Singletary, Brian Urlacher, but then I was like, "Hey, this guy has to cover running backs out the backfield. He has to be able to cover tight ends because I'm sending LT every time. Even if I don't send LT, LT's going to come to the sideline and say, "I messed up, huh? I'm supposed to cover somebody." And he say, "Well, maybe we were supposed to check that. Maybe I did it right." So I can't argue, with pulling Brian Urlacher and. I could have put him as an honorable mention, but I understand the logic. Dick Butkus, an amazing linebacker. But again, I stuck to people that I saw play.
Right.
For mine, I look forward to seeing you all's list in the comments. We had a couple come in. John, you didn't submit one. Corey, you go ahead and give me one. Tell me what you guys think. I know Droop. I know you're watching. Go ahead, give me one with all Cowboys on it. And I have to say to Al, since we did this, I do see, you know, that you went outside your Cowboy box, man. I'm surprised. I do appreciate it though.
I try. I mean, I told you, I'm the unbiased view on this show. I keep telling y'all that, man. You know, I'm the one that can step outside and take my biases and set them aside. Unlike you and Lady A, who continue to feel that everything, you know, comes out the womb burgundy and gold.
No. I honestly, if I wanted to throw some more burgundy and gold in there, I could have put Dave Butts in there, but I didn't. You know, I went with, you know, Russell Maryland, right?
Randy White was on here.
Russell Maryland too short of a career with Dallas. I don't know where did he go, to Seattle? I don't know where he went as a free agent, but Randy White, man. If you were to tell me right now which one would you rather, I would have rather Randy White. Randy White, this is a beast, man. This guy played linebacker at Maryland, and they moved him to defensive tackle.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy stuff. And was drafted to be a linebacker, and then they realized, no, we're going to fatten you up and put you on the defensive line.
Yeah, he had surprising numbers too for sacks. I mean, he could stop the run and he'd get to the quarterback a lot. Yeah, Russ Grimm had some legendary battles. Legendary battles. Like Doc, I mean, that's one that we could always ask Doc about, where they start telling them right there, man, hey, this one's coming right at you, Randy. Like, tell them to play. It's like the offensive line took over that everybody knows. The offensive line, no matter what Joe Gibbs called, they said, we're going at Randy.
Right.
So that shows you the respect that the Hogs had for Randy White.
Well, I mean, when you start talking about the Hogs, you're literally talking about a collection of monsters. I mean, that, you know, Beathard went out there and converted offensive tackles, defensive tackles. So, I mean, wasn't Jacoby drafted as a defensive?
He was drafted they brought him in as an undrafted free agent. They thought he played defensive tackle. Right.
But he becomes one of the best tackles in football, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. Brian Mitchell's another one that should be in the Hall. I mean, these are guys that, trust me when I tell you, Toothpick, I despised them, but I respected every one of them. Because you knew that they could cause damage. Can you imagine going against Lawrence Taylor and winning half the battles, if not 70% of the battles? And the guy certainly didn't have the speed. I mean, I met Jacoby in person, and I just looked at this human, and I'm like, this guy's not even human. I looked at him. I said, first of all, he's ugly as hell. Second of all, do you remember the commercial where he would be on the television commercial and he couldn't even utter a line like, and you too can have one of these televisions. I mean, it was crazy. I'm like, this guy is illiterate, but I tell you what, he can play football.
Yeah,
he can play football, and probably is the nicest guy in the world. I'm just taking a cheap shot at him because I'm going to go after a Redskin player, especially ones I don't like. Right. And I don't like them because they're usually great.
Right.
Growing up, I couldn't stand Brian Mitchell. Then I meet the guy, and I'm like, this is the nicest human being I've ever met. But when I would be sitting there rooting against him, I'm like, oh, man, you got to get him. 8-9 guys get on him.
I do. I like this exercise. I appreciate it, Al. I appreciate the homework assignment that you gave us. Look forward to doing my AFC offense next week on Tuesday. This Saturday, got to tell everybody right now, you know, it's 4th of July weekend. We will not be on this Saturday. We're gonna attack the following Saturday head on as we get closer to football season. Let's get to our latest news and notes, right? Of course, it is the offseason for the NFL, but yesterday there was this huge trade of player for player. The Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers exchanged players. The more we found out about this, at first we thought it was like maybe a pick or something like that, but it turned out to be Jalen Ramsey for Mika Fitzpatrick. And as you dove deeper at this player for player swap, you see that they weren't happy with Minka. Not over the last couple of years. Pittsburgh wasn't.
I guess I find that surprising because he's had, I think he was first or second team All Pro the year before last. Last year I know he had some injuries, so he did miss a little bit of time. But he's played at an All Pro level for them every year he's been there. And I think it was more about the contract. He was asking for a little bit too much money. And it sounds like they just didn't want to pay him. So I think it was more unhappiness about his contract demands than it was totally his play on the field.
Mm. Yeah.
Didn't Miami
He
also throw in a tight end?
Yeah, Jone Smith.
Yes.
Jone Smith.
So he came off one great productive year. I mean, outside of last year, and it just so happens it's his contract. I think that they didn't want to pay him, and it might have been one that, they said, look, Rodgers, we're going to give you a tight end too now, somebody that you can rely and throw. I don't know how much of that was to appease.
Well,
him.
a lot of it was he had his best years in Atlanta under Arthur Smith because he was in Atlanta before he went to Miami. So it was kind of a reuniting with Arthur Smith to kind of bring that magic back is what I'm hearing and what a lot of the scuttlebutt is.
What I read this morning was it was like last year he had 82 catches. That
was
his
good year last
year.
year. Good year last year.
Or was reinventing himself. I don't know enough about the Miami Dolphins, but when I started looking at this trade, I'm like, what? Because it looked just like a player swap. We'll get rid of this, we'll get rid of that. I don't know. Pittsburgh just doesn't seem like they want to pay their players.
Well, they still struggling to pay TJ right now. They're still TJ's wanting. He's wanting Myles Garrett money or Micah Parsons money. So
right.
I mean, and they are not the part. They're talking about potentially him holding out as being the sides being so far apart. So it's
heard today that they're not that far apart. That they know they're going to pay him. Pittsburgh's not happy with the price because the Myles Garrett contract. Mm-hmm. So after Myles Garrett comes TJ Watt, right? TJ Watt and the Cincinnati defensive end. The other part of it
that's why it's important to get Micah signed now because the price is only going to go up after TJ and or Henderson side.
Yep.
So
it doesn't make any sense what Jerra is doing.
It does.
It makes no logic that why you would bring. It hurt, in my opinion, CD Lamb last year. Coming in late, and then he gets banged up throughout the year. I think part of it's probably not being around the team and conditioning. I mean, he ends up getting paid, but why do you have to put your team through drama like that before the training?
It's hurt the last 2 years. The whole thing of Dak not signing his deal. He should have signed his deal before the year ended. The year before that, then he don't sign to the first day of the first weekend of the season, and we overpaid for him dramatically. Dak should never got 4 years, $250 million. It was with 210 guaranteed. That's almost as bad as the Watson contract to me. I mean, the only thing we don't have with that is a sex scandal. You know what I'm saying? But it's just.
Don't worry, there's still time to get one.
No. And you got people at work asking me now, what are you going to do about that Prescott? I mean, what do you mean, what am I going to do? He's guaranteed. His money is all locked up. What are you going to do? You're going to cut him?
Yeah, we can't. Oh, my God, we couldn't do that. We own half our franchise. I mean, we couldn't go anywhere. I mean, the dead money hit is something ridiculous. Now, I thought Jerry would restructure that contract.
Right.
Because you got to stretch that money out. Because we got to make money for Micah and a couple other players that's coming in, and potentially, I guess, this Pickens said he won't talk contractor after the season, which is good. But there's no way we can stay under that contract without restructuring it and bring in and form a reputable team.
You're absolutely right, man. We got Smith that's coming up for a contract.
Sign them all. Sign every last one of them, Jerra. Go ahead and sign all of them because there's this thing called the salary cap. So the more you sign, the more you give these players big money, the longer you guys will have not be able to field a competitive team.
As long as Will McCray continues to pick the players, we're hitting on 5 out of 7 draft picks every year. And as long as we can do that and get these filler players, you can continue to kick that proverbial can down the field. I understand exactly what you're saying.
The salary cap's not real. So
we're in this position because Will McCray has done such a great job drafting these guys 4th, 5th. I mean, Bland was what, a 4th, 5th round draft pick, and now we're gonna have to pay him top flight money as a cornerback.
Quicker too, because he's not locked in on a long term. We're hitting so well on our later round draft picks, and they're costing us the money because that's what's killing our salary cap. As he's saying, our first rounders are good, but if we're hitting on 5th, 4th, 6th round,
you have to hit on those. That's where your scouting department makes their money, is hitting on the late rounders.
Yeah, but
that's how that's with Dak. We have the Dak contract twice.
That's the only way you can compete now. Is you've got to hit on 5, and if you get compens picks, you got to hit on them. Yeah. You've got to be able to tell certain players, we got to let you go, like New England used to do. New England did it right. They had this. They'd bring their players in, and they'd the foresight to say, all right, we're not going to stand this guy. We're not going to play this guy. The Cowboys are letting these guys become great, and they become fan favorites, and we don't want to see them. And you guys are going to run into the same problem.
Oh, yes.
You're going to run into the same problem now where all of a sudden you're going to have so much depth and you're not going to know what do we do. And you're going to have half the fan base pissed off. And a lot of it stick that opening part with Jerra about, Terry McLaurin. But you guys got like the prototypical kind of player that you want. The ones that the fans love, the guy that's not, he's just all about the team. Does what he's supposed to do, goes in there and takes suicide catches. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback. So some of the catches were also great catches that make him look like a great quarterback. And so you're now stuck. What are you guys going to do? You can't.
Well, yeah.
You got to sign him.
You got to
let him walk.
No. I saw reports today of New England eyeing both Terry McLaurin and you guys' guy, Micah Parsons. They're eyeing both of them. They're keeping a close eye on contract negotiations for Washington and Dallas with their superstars. So yeah, I get what you're saying. That fantasy show says, so Al, if Dak gets hurt, do you think Dallas might attempt for Kirk Cousins?
No way. You saw my response.
Yeah, I see your response here. It says Cousins will never wear the star. Right, he will never wear the star.
It'll be Joe Milton time, baby.
Joe Milton time, huh? The one y'all got from New England.
Yeah, he showed us one game, right? So we knew we at least I know on paper I've seen one game where he was more than competent. And we got Tolbert, we got Pickens, we got CeeDee Lamb. Mm-hmm. Those three stay healthy, and you got Ferguson just floating anywhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. You got a running back. Watch Blue. All I'm saying is watch Blue.
Okay.
The running back out of Texas runs the 40 in 4.2. Who's going to watch him? What linebacker is going to be able to stick with him? I just send all those guys down the field, send them out of the backfield, watch him go one-on-one with a linebacker, and just boom. You're going to have everybody. You're going to need Darryl Green to catch it. And he probably won't catch this guy.
Not a thing even.
And from what I understand, and I read this in an article, I wouldn't just throw this out there. Will McCray got excited as hell when they finally picked him. He was champion for Dallas to pick him much earlier than they did. And they kept putting it off. And when they finally picked him, he was dancing around in the war room saying, that's my man. So
I got you. See, coaches, players, I mean, not players, but pro player scouts, college scouts, they have to literally stand on the table for their guy. You hear about people saying it all the time when there's a hit, but when there is a failure, it's who's willing to say, hey, I own that. I'll go do a better job next year, because like we say, the first round pretty much it does itself. They draft themselves, right? Right. But you have to stick to the game tape and not get impressed with the combine, and the pro days. You have to. That should always lead you back to the tape. What did they do on the field? What did they do versus the best type of competition, which is why the top 1% make it to the NFL. Because if they're going through in their best, like Sid always says, I want to see who they're playing against when they run their highlight package, right? If you're looking at a Georgia, let's say you're looking at somebody from Florida, as Said would say, is a Georgia player in their highlight package that they're running. If you don't see them dominating a Georgia player, if you don't see them dominating an Alabama player, if you don't see them dominating LSU players, then the chances are they're probably not in that top 1%, because you know the SEC is loaded. But if their package is always Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, those schools like that, then they're probably not that top 1% playing in the SEC. And the same thing goes for the Big Ten. If you don't see Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, you could even go out west now to whatever school you want to go to out west. I don't know. Right. They're still determining which schools out west will be the new top 4 in the Big Ten. So scouting departments, man, you got to make your money here. You look at some of these guys that get fired after the draft, and if they catch on quickly to somewhere else, that means that they're doing their jobs, that somebody knows what their worth is, right?
What is the word down in where you're at, Toothpick, about Will McCray? Are they in love with him down there?
What I hear, and I'm going to tell you my honest to God truth, Dallas sports talk radio sucks. I literally get my car up to 100 miles an hour, and if I push that button, I try to jump out while it's still moving. That I can't do it. I cannot listen to Dallas sports talk radio. It drives me batty. It is like, it's bad.
It is. I used to listen to Babe and them and the different shows that's down there and to be tuned into them. But the sports talk on my satellite radio, and it's a rough listen to sometimes.
It's bad.
It's not fun to listen. They don't sound like they're having fun.
No,
they're just reporting what they hear.
Their reporting is like they're being told what to report.
It's bad. It's
bad.
Not going to keep you up on the way home. You can listen to one thing you can listen to is Doc and all the guys. I can listen to them even not being a fan of the team, but can enjoy the show from listening to them. And it's rough to do that. It's rough to do that in them Dallas talk shows.
Now, one person that I gotta say that brings it no matter what, you could tell that he says how he feels, is Newey Scruggs. I like that guy. I've been trying to get Newey on the show for a while. He absolutely says how he feels. He gives his unbiased opinion about the Cowboys. He'll say when they're bad. I love to catch him with JP, that they have that NBC connection. And it seems like they're really good friends and they give each other the business all the time. But Newey Scruggs is absolutely one that tells the truth all the time. And as soon as we can get him on, I'm sure Al would love to hear from Newey. So I'll work my magic and keep trying to get him on and see when he can give us some time. Speaking of time, next week we have our guy Mitch Tischler joining us. Mitch is going to give us a solid 20 to 25 minutes at the beginning of the show next week. Of course, we're going to talk big men because that's what Mitch does. You can catch Mitch on the Beltway Boys podcast. He's also does things with JP Finley. That's their podcast, and he does things for NBC4 and stuff like that. So make sure you tune in next week. And then that Saturday, we will have one of our favorite podcasters on. I'll have to confirm. I'm still waiting for a text back. So we will see you guys then. Thank you to Jerra for coming on. We appreciate you, Sean, for coming on, man. I really did appreciate that. The Jerra. I've been a fan of yours, hearing you on the radio, man. So when I put it in the chat that we had you on, Al, Lady A was like, "Wait, who? Did you spell that wrong?" I said, "No, it's Jerra Jones." Oh, okay. So yes, I got it right. So you all know who Jerra is now. We will have you back again, man.
Absolutely. I've been a fan of you for a while because I've been listening to you on Sports Talk Radio for years now, man. So I've definitely been a fan. It's nice to put a name to the voice, a face to the voice.
Yeah. It's good seeing you guys, man. Al, you live in the DMV, man. Maybe we'll run into each other one day, man.
Definitely, man. I'm in the DMV for sure.
All right. Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
I got you. Stay tuned. Don't get off yet. Thank you again to Doc Walker for giving us time. We do appreciate Doc. Man, you know where you guys can catch us. We're here on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 8:30 p.m., 7:30 Central. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for sticking with us and everything like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to First Ring Podcast. Hit that bell to enable alerts. Don't forget to tell a friend about First Ring Podcast. All right. So as we do when it's time for us to go, shouts out to my son, United States Air Force, First Ring Podcast, second to none. Come get some. Say it with Say Go Dogs, and I say raise hell.
How about them?
It's wartime, baby. This what you signed up for. This what we worked hard for. You for. Y'all the first string. Y'all gotta go set the tone now. Hey, let's go. Lace them up. It's the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. Lace them up. It's the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast show. Imagine talking sports, having fun with the fam. At a starting lineup, first string is what you have. An entertaining stream with the Pro Bowl cast. When the viewers chime in, they gon' answer what you ask. Representing for the Queens, yeah, we got Lady A. A super knowledgeable woman who can break down any play. Say it from the South, so he rep GA. The Falcons, the Bulldogs, the whole Peach State. Drunk Uncle Al, only way you can describe him. Every time he crack the mic, you know he gon' be wildin'. Last but not least, it's my man Toothpick. Commanders is a squad and he the captain of the ship. So if you